Hello guys, this is Ranger Gamer 06. How's everyone doing today? Today is another game review. Yeah, so not an unboxing video, but more will come. But yeah, another game review. And before I begin this review, uh, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, hit the like button for me, get a thumbs up. It will help me out a lot. And also, I want to give a shout out to a new subscriber, Vladimir. Forgive me if I mispronounce your last name, Vladimir Roganovic. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. You have no idea how much this helps me. Thank you so much. So, I try to do all these shout outs every time I get a new subscriber, and it thrills me, I get excited and I'm so happy. So, it means a lot to me. And I really appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. So, Vladimir, thank you. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Uh, so, without further ado, let's get on with today's review. Now, I did a review of the first game, Nightmare Creatures, I think a few weeks back. I put a link down in the description box below, so check it out if you missed it. Today, I am going over its sequel, Nightmare Creatures 2. This is a PS1. Now, this was also on the Dreamcast. Uh, Now, it was never on the, Nintendo 64 like the first game was. So, if you want both games on the same platform, you'll have to get it on the PlayStation. And I believe this came out 2000. That was the end of the PS1 era, or it might have been 2001, I can't remember. But other games came out 2000 like Fear Effect 2, uh Parasite Eve 2. So, yeah, here's the cover. This is the main protagonist you play as, this guy. Music by Rob Zombie. And it's produced by Konami, same company, Callisto, the same guy who made the first game, which I got here with me. This is the first game. Again, I did a review on this. So if you missed a review on this, I'll put a link down in the description box, so check it out if you missed it. And I told you when I first played the game, I played it on the N64. But then just recently I played it on the PlayStation. I think I like this slightly better. But I'll get that. There were two different versions that I failed to mention in my first review, but I will talk about it later in this video. For now, I'm going to talk about this one. Here's the spine and the back. And I'm going to read the back. It says, "The nightmare continues. Assume the role of Herbert Wallace." That's this guy right here. "An escaped test subject on the trail of the demonic scientist Dr. Adam Crowley." That was the main antagonist in the first game. "After enduring years of horrific lab experiments, Wallace is out to settle the score in a chilling and bloody chase through London and Paris." That's why he had these bandages. He's a patient. Little does he know that exacting revenge on Crowley is also the last hope to save the world from a nightmarish demise. Fast and furious fighting with new techniques, combos, and fatalities. Prepare for the bloodfest as you challenge over 20 different monsters. Nightmares unfold as you travel through 30 game sectors, including asylums, castles, sewers, catacombs, and underwater. Stunning 3D environments and cinematics immerse you into the depths of hell. Deadly power ups and spells make monsters bashing more gory. Soundtrack by Rob Zombie makes every moment suspenseful. It's one player, memory card, one block, analog control compatible, vibration function compatible. It's mature for animate blood and gore and animate violence. And here's the inside. Here's the inside on this. That's one of the monsters you fight. And here's a disc. And this is going to be a little disappointment, but this is not a manual. As you can see. But let me explain. When I first bought this game, okay, I bought it on eBay. And if you guys go on eBay, you know, buying this game complete is expensive. Like, the cheapest was like $70, $80. Some goes for over $100. And I'm not spending that much money. So, what I did was I bought the disc just by itself. I think I've always spent like 30 something dollars for the disc. And then I bought what is called the reproduction case. And that was either 13 or $18. So around 50-ish, around $50 I think I spent altogether. So that's why it's not a real manual, but I bought it because I want a cover, you know. I don't want in a blank case. I don't like that because I'm a collector. So that explains why I don't have the actual manual. I would like to get a manual, but you know, I've been going to eBay every day because sometimes people sell just a manual by itself. But you know, but it looks better than just being in a regular CD case. So I'm not really complaining. But uh, but yeah, there you have it. The story. Again, you play Herbert Wallace. He's a patient to Adam Crowley. You escape and try to get your revenge. That's the gist of it. And you can tell by the screenshot the graphics is, you know, the same as the first game. Uh, try to lower this a little bit. There we go. I think. Yeah. Okay. Uh, this game never got a sequel. I might have mentioned this in my other review that they were making a third game, but it got canceled. It was called Nightmare Creatures 3, The Age of Darkness. It was going to be on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and I think GameCube. But sadly, it never happened. And at one point, they were going to make a movie, but it got canceled. So we only have the first two games. That's it. So once you play these two, that's it. That's the whole series. So, you know. Uh, so yeah, going back to this game, gameplay, of course, it's a lot similar. One difference I've noticed right off the bat when I first played this was you don't move fast like you do in the first game. You move a little bit slower, not like slow, but just like a normal. He kind of jogs. You know, he doesn't run all fast like they do in the first game, and you only play as him. There is no secondary character, which was a disappointment. It's only him. Uh, See, that's the one thing I like about the first game that you got two characters to choose from. Although it doesn't make a difference because the levels are the same, but still, it's nice to have two different characters because you know it adds that replay value. This game has no replay value whatsoever. Uh, I guess I'm going over the cons first because there's quite a few, and then I'll go the pros, which is not really a lot, sadly. Uh, like I said, you move slower. there was no weapon upgrades like in the first game. Like your weapon is an axe, and you get no upgrades. You have that axe through the whole game, from beginning to the end. And the first half of the game, you're in London, while the first game you're in London the whole time. But here, you're in London the first half of the game, and then you go to Paris the second half of the game. And the voice, yeah, he does have a voice. The first game had none. So that's one good thing about this game. It has a voice. They gave this character a voice. But here's the thing: it does not match his appearance. He sounds like a rich gentleman British guy. You know, it's not all like rough or scary sound. No, he sounds very calm. Like it does not match his character, so that's kind of weird. Uh, and the power ups. If you guys put the first game, you know, throughout the game, you break windows and buildings, you break boxes, and you get power ups like guns, dynamite, flash, freeze. Here, not so much. I feel like there's very few power-ups in this game, but not only that, they're not all over the place. In the first game, you find them easily. Here, they're like stretched out. Like you rarely see them. And don't get me wrong, some of these power-ups are really good. My favorite two is now, in the first game, you get a pistol or a triple shot pistol. While this one, you get like a double barrel shotgun, I think is what it is. Uh, and by the way, this takes place 100 years later after the first game. This takes place 1934, while the first game takes place in 1834. And I believe he's part of the Circle. Uh, the Circle is an organization that fights monsters. The first two characters in the first game, that's what they were. But anyway, going back to the gameplay, the power ups. My favorite one was these black shotgun shells. If you use it, it makes the enemies explode. I love it. And then you get these insect, uh, like locusts, I think is what they are. You use it and they fly around your enemies and they explode. Uh, and there's one, it's like a fire ring. If you use it, it powers up your axe. It becomes like red, like covered in fire, and you do a lot of damage quickly. And then a new feature, or another bad thing, uh, there's another character named Rachel, and you rarely see her. You see her maybe 3 times throughout the game. That is it. Uh, and she could have easily been the second playable character. That would have been nice. Maybe show what she went through, but no, none of that. So yeah, you only play as him. Adam Crowley, you only see him. Actually, you know what? You only see him once, and that's the intro. That is it. You don't see him throughout the game. He's not at the end. You only see him in the beginning of the game, the first cutscene. Uh, because that's one thing I like about the first game, that throughout this game you see Adam Crowley. Sometimes if you look, you'll see him in the background, like you're chasing after him. It's really cool. This one, none of that. And the levels are a lot longer. There's save point. It's like a notebook or yeah, like a book, and that's how you save your game. Uh, there's 9 levels. But like I said, these levels are a lot longer, so that's why there's less levels in this game. Uh, the gore was not very satisfying. Like in the first game, you leave dead bodies, right? There's blood splatter where you kill your enemies. While this one, they disappear instantly. Like if you turn the camera and turn back, their bodies are gone. And the blood splatter effect was nothing. Like it felt. I mean, they run down the walls like it's water, and they disappear instantly. Like, what's up with that? Uh, but I will say this: one good thing about this game, it has cutscenes. The first game did not have that. It was more like pictures, and then you had to read what's happening. This had cutscenes in between levels, and that's when you hear the Rob Zombie music. So that was pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, I just wish the blood and the body stay like in the first game. I wish they had more power ups because I felt like there wasn't a whole lot of variety of power ups. And speaking of variety, let's talk about the enemy, the monsters. Don't get me started. There was not a whole lot of monsters, I don't think. Some of them were cool. I like the chainsaw guys, and there are these one enemies. They got these black faces, and they carry these carcasses as weapons. But see, I don't have the manual, so I don't know the name of these monsters. But yeah, I feel like the monsters, there was a whole lot of variety of them. Uh, but the design wasn't bad. I mean, some of them looked really cool. Boss fights were okay. I prefer I prefer the boss fights in the first game better, in my opinion. I mean, also a new feature is what's called fatalities. Uh, there are two combos. That is it. In the first game, every time you start a new level, it gives you a new combo. Here, it's only two combo. It's X X square or square square X. I think X X square is the best one. I think that one stuns your enemy. If you spam that, you'll be able to get through this game a lot quicker. But anyway, and also enemies have health bars, by the way. So that's different. That wasn't in the first game. So they have health bar. Now, when you awaken an enemy, the word fatality will flash on the right hand corner of your screen. When you see that, you hit square and X at the same time. On the Dreamcast, I don't know what button that will be, but on the PlayStation, you hit square and X at the same time, and your character will do a fatalities. And the fatalities are not that exciting to see. They were, for the most part, disappointing. One enemy, it was this tall ghoul, like a woman, and all he does is headbutts him and then stops on him. That's it. Yeah. And it's half the time fatalities don't work. Like I'll push a button and nothing happens. So I just end up killing them regularly. And some enemies, now unless it's a bug, but some enemies don't even have their own fatalities. Like you just kill them and the fatality never flashed. So I don't know if it's a bug or they just didn't feel like making fatalities for all the enemies. So that was kind of lame. Uh, the game only froze on me. It froze on me once, but just once. Uh, but fatalities were okay. Cool cutscenes. Everything else could have been better. Like I said, they could have had Rachel as the other player. Uh, the music was okay. It was good. Um, you know, yeah, it could have been a little bit better, I think. Power ups, they could have been better. They could have added more enemies. On the cheats, if you guys remember the cheats in the first game where you play the monster, it's absent in this game. You cannot play as a monster. So that's a disappointment. But like I said, you have the cutscenes, you have the voice acting, you know. Uh, if you want to play this but don't care much about collecting, just buy the disc. You might be able to find it for 30, maybe $40. So yeah. Not a bad game, but I think I prefer the first one better, in my opinion. Uh, and it does have a cliffhanger. Like I said, Adam Crow was not at the end of the game. He was not the final boss. It's this giant octopus. But I do like the level design. I forgot to mention the level design was good. The last level, you come the Eiffel Tower, and I actually liked it. That was really cool. And you do swim, because in the first game, you couldn't swim. If you jump in the water, you die. But here, you can swim. But you gotta be careful because you have your oxygen bar on the left side of the screen. So you gotta watch your bar, make sure you don't run out of oxygen. But in all honesty, the swimming segments wasn't that exciting. It did remind me of the old Tomb Raider games, which it kind of made me want to play Tomb Raider. So yeah, so the swimming part wasn't too exciting, but so I say it's an okay game. I give it a, I don't know, 6 out of 10 maybe. So if you haven't played it, if you like the first game, maybe it's worth checking out. But if you don't play this, you're not missing much. So anyway, guys, that is it for my review of today's video. If you missed my review of the first game, you can check it out. I'll put the link down in the description box. Uh, Thank you for watching. Vladimir, again, thanks for subscribing to my channel. Keep it coming, guys. Tell your friends about me. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.